Oh, it's been a long time since I've done this. I don't think I look good. I think my hair looks absolutely terrible today, and that's the reason why I'm wearing, a cap like this. I never do that. It looks strange. My forehead looks very big. Yeah, so I don't know, a lot of things have been going on lately. I haven't really checked to see if my video did get any views. Probably didn't. At the end of the day, I mean, that's to be expected. Just I don't know, I just need to speak my mind, I guess. I saw a couple of friends recently. I don't know, there's like a video. There's like the games going on over there. I'm not really paying attention to it. And I just being with friends is always cool. It's always fun. It's always interesting and whatever. But there's this like persistent feeling of like emptiness that just doesn't go away. I feel like I just get distracted right when I see my friends. And I have a good time, don't get me wrong, and it's kind of like an addicting way of getting there. But I think that my, how do I say this, like my self esteem, myself, the way in which I see myself just doesn't get any better. The more I see my friends, I tried sharing. I shared a couple things, and yeah, like I got relatively good answers, but yet they're not enough for me. It's always easy to just to always kind of like rationalize things negatively, right? So one of the things that I noticed that I did very frequently is that every single negative thing or perceived negative aspect of my life or whatever will be seen as excessively bad or just proof of my own lack of self-worth or whatever. And every positive aspect of everything that I wanted to do, I need to look at the camera, not at the screen. Every positive one just kind of, it's not enough. I always rationalize it. It's just stupid things. It goes, it's just a belief that just, it's ubiquitous in my life, in my self-perception, in my everything. And I don't know how to get through it. Like, I think that if I had the opposite way of thinking, I would probably be a lot happier. But yeah, I just don't. I just have the other way around. And I don't know. It's just it's just a way of thinking that I just don't know how to solve, how to do correctly. I think that's better. I don't know if I look good in this. I don't know, honestly. Um, and yeah, it's just a bad way of thinking. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you accomplish. It doesn't matter what you think. It's always gonna be, not enough, right? So, and I kind of like started doing that. Like it was a stupid thing. Honestly, it was yesterday. I was, with a friend's house, and we played Mario Party. Just stupid. Like just it was just having fun, playing Mario Party or whatever. And I felt like I was losing this one part, and I felt terrible about myself. Like I just felt like I was the guy. I was literally, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, I was very close to crying, right? At some point, because I just felt like it was kind of like this like, combination, this like reflection of my life. Like I'm just a guy that just doesn't accomplish anything, the last to be, seeing the guy that nobody fucking wants. There's probably a compounding of a lot of different aspects, one of which I'm going to talk about later in this video. But I felt like insanely bad about myself, right? Uh, and I just had fun and whatever, but I just couldn't stop hurting myself in the way, in which that happened. But then, the next part, the next game comes up, and I win, right? And I feel nothing, right? So I don't know. Like I think that if I had, been particularly simplistic about my thinking, I would have said, yeah, I felt bad because I lost the game, because I'm like very proud of myself and whatever. But it kind of like, perhaps there's a kernel of truth there. But I mean, in reality, it wasn't. It was just a situation in which I self, I kind of used the negative to lament myself, to castigate myself, to just self-flagellate to a point in which I, pummel myself into submission, just put myself on the pavement and start kicking at myself. And the moment I achieve it, then it's nothing. It's like, what do you think? This is the case, right? And I think that that's kind of like a pervasive, as I said before, pervasive feeling in my life. I genuinely, I think I'm just like, I don't want to say comfortable, kind of is. I have no idea, but I'm just predisposed to like aggrandizing the negative and to just dismissing the positive in my life, to just kind of like just see myself as this terrible person that's worthy of everything, and just you know it doesn't matter how many times I see my friends, how many times I do things that I like, how many times I get praised, how many times I get complimented. It's just never gonna be enough. And it feels bad, to just kind of like know that, to kind of just think that that's just gonna be my life. It's sad. It makes me want to cry, knowing just how terrible I think of myself and how bad everything is. I don't want it to be my life, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's ever gonna be anything different. Like, even when I was not, I don't think I could be. I could probably qualify as being depressed right now, but even when I wasn't depressed, I still thought this to some like implicit degree. There was many times in which there was this one time, right, in which I do research on some math thing that I'm essentially creating like from the bottom up myself. I feel incredibly good about it and I love it. Um, yeah, but I was mostly working in silence. The professor with who I'm working with, he essentially gives me free reins to do whatever I want. So I kind of like have the research going at my pace, doing whatever I want, and I just kind of like figured that my research was irrelevant, that it was worthless, and whatever, as I always do. There was this one event in the university where I'm doing my PhD that it's essentially just having like posters and trying to describe what your research is about, and I got an award from that. And the first thing I did was just minimize it. It just doesn't matter what people say. I think it's just an internal thing. Another thing that I do quite a lot is that I genuinely do. I really need to feel like I am an attractive person. I just can't for the life of me, you know, feel like, and I just can't. I just have this like deeply ingrained like thing, this like desire to just be, attractive, desirable, whatever the hell you want. Because otherwise I feel like shit. I've felt my shit like shit my entire life. I don't like the word objective. I don't like that term, objectively speaking, but this is undoubtedly the most attractive I've looked in my entire life, both physically and everything. I take a lot of care of myself, and it doesn't matter how many times I get recognized for that. I mean, people don't stop me in the middle of the street to say this, but I've been definitely complimented a lot more and stuff like that. It just doesn't matter. I'll just look at, in the mirror, and I'll just feel terribly awful. I don't know what to do. I think that the best way I could encapsulate this feeling, right, is to just kind of say that, that sometimes this kind of worth, self-worth that you have is not external. It's not bound by external factors. I would even go as far to say that it's independent. Like the fact that you don't need anything to feel happy about yourself, to feel like you're worth it or whatever, should be comforting, but it's not, right? I'm not missing anything. Then what the fuck am I supposed to do, right? I don't know. I just feel terrible all the time, and I just feel bad. This is a bad day. I feel like nothing I do gets better. I enjoy things in my life, but I think that I'm just terribly lonely. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you.